Lizzie, and I'm here today to tell you why short-term mission trips can be beneficial. A lot of times we might hear people say that when you're only going to a mission trip for 7 to 10 days, it's kind of pointless. They think that high schoolers and college kids who go just treat it as a vacation, or that it costs way too much money and it wastes money to go down there for only a week. And they also think that you can't really form relationships with people on these mission trips in such a short amount of time. But I'm here to disprove those theories from experiences that I've had from my own mission trips. First, they think that college students and high schoolers who go on these trips are just going for vacation. And on my first mission trip, I went to Honduras and I was only 16. And the only reason that I was going is because all of my friends were going and I heard that they were fun, and that's why I was going, is kind of like a vacation. But the things that I learned from it made me a lot more mature. They made me appreciate everything that I had here, and I grew a lot from that trip. So even though I might have gone in thinking it was a vacation, coming out of it, it was definitely more of a trip that taught me a lot of life lessons. Also, they think that it just kind of wastes money to spend that much money on a plane ticket to only go for a week. But a lot of the cost that goes into mission trips pays for supplies to help the people that you're trying to serve. Like for Honduras, we would build houses, so we had to buy the wood, and we would do electrical things to help people have electricity, and to give food to people who didn't know where their next meal was going to come from. So even though we were paying a lot of money and it was hard to raise all that money in time, it was definitely worth it because we got to help those immediate needs of the people down there. And lastly, some people say that you can't really form relationships with people in just a week, but I completely disagree with this from experience this past spring break. I was blessed to get to go to Nevis, which a lot of people don't know where Nevis is. It's an island really close to St. Kitts. It's about an hour ferry ride away, and St. Kitts is near St. Martin, all touristy places. But Nevis is a really small island, and the church that we worked with there, they all knew about Jesus, so we weren't going to try and tell them about Jesus, but we were just trying to encourage them in their faith, because they go through a lot of trials and temptations all the time, things that we can't even imagine. And I was teaching the teenage girls class when I was there, and I was mainly worried that I wasn't going to connect with these girls, or we only had 3 classes, so they weren't going to open up to me in time for me to actually get them to share things. But on the last night, I had a girl share with me her struggles and why she was struggling in her faith so much. And she was basically angry at God because in 2006, her brother was shot, and a week later, her mom was so depressed that she left the island, and she hasn't seen her since. And a month after her mom left, her dad left, so she was left by herself with her 6-year-old brother. And so she went to live with her uncle, but she said the hardest thing to hear was that she said she just had nobody to cry with, ever. And she was always by herself, and she had to be strong for her brother. And so the fact that she opened up to me and decided to trust me to share that with me meant a lot, and it definitely showed me that you can form relationships in a short amount of time. So even though some people might say that young kids going on mission trips they're treating it like a vacation, or that it's a waste of money and you can't build relationships, you definitely can do all those things. You learn a lot from these trips. This money goes to help the physical struggles that these people are going through, and you can definitely form relationships that you'll be able to keep for a long time.